work, actually. We'll see. No more song. I'm about to say boot. Yeah, it could be good.
Hey everybody, welcome to a conversation on Second Kings. It's happening. Yeah, this is the final
Not see that happen.
week. I was gonna let you just keep talking and then let that be the intro, but you guys stopped perfectly at the right time. What did you learn about Second Kings?
What did I learn about Second Kings?
Yeah,
Oh,
you
like
just
the
spent
whole
13
thing.
weeks in it.
Yeah.
My perspective's different.
Yeah.
Same.
I think it's on a quick read out of context. It feels like this is about the prophets, Elijah, Elisha. But as you
Or about the kings.
yeah, and if you
Thank you.
but
Is that called Second Prophets?
when you but when you get the full context of this, that this isn't about it's not elevating the people, for sure not elevating the people. It's bringing this recurrence of well, it builds to the ultimate in First Kings 8, 9, 10 of Solomon. It's as good as kings could possibly get. As a king could get to. Wise king, incredible affluence. They have the temple. The presence of God is ascended upon it. It's Jerusalem is this holy place that to come to be this epicenter of faith and life and being. And then 10, like top of the top. And then chapter 11, Solomon is dead by the end of chapter 11. I love it's not necessarily written with an intentionality of scale of time. It's like this timeline may not be to scale, but it's crazy how chapter 11 goes. Just forgot to mention this. He has a lot of wives. And
Solomon's doing great. Solomon's doing great things. Solomon's building stuff. Solomon loves the ladies.
Yeah.
And then everything goes downhill.
Yeah. And I mean there's wives, and then to concubines, you should do some self-research on
Concubines?
I mean encouraging people to research that on your own time. Maybe not.
Oof.
But so from this declaration, then from this, it's that Solomon worships the gods of his wives and builds high places to them. And again, like at chapter 11, it's like, where did this come from? Why is this happening? And then that builds this trajectory after Solomon's death to the division of Israel and Judah, the nation being divided into two, and the spiral of king after king. Israel wins and having the most bad kings, but Judah, it leads
Not far behind.
And their ultimate demise, which we saw a week ago, 2 weeks ago, when Israel, the northern kingdom, finally was taken off to Assyria, but now today, Judah is taken off in exile to Babylon. But
do you think so we look at all of these kings in context and you go, yeah, most of them were pretty terrible, and even the good ones still had their issues.
Yeah.
Do you think that's pretty universal for like all kings in human history, not just?
I would say even just for humanity, right?
The thing that I got out of this kind of ties into it, but the thing that I got out of First and Second Kings altogether, well, more Second Kings, like every time there's, in John, it's the purpose of this book is so that you may know Jesus and follow him, right? Like there's a purpose statement. The thing that went, oh, this is important, and this is why all this crap is happening, is what we talked about this last week with they lost the Torah.
Yeah.
Right? That moment of, well, why was all this stuff happening? Well, guess what? They weren't following the thing that was given to them to follow. They weren't following God's plan for it. And I think that that's the thing that now I read Kings a little differently, and also it transfers into today is, I think, yes, the answer is when you are not following the plan that is laid out, all of human history has this
Yeah. It's
feeling.
interesting. They lost the Torah, which describes the things that they were supposed to do, but they were still, for all intents and purposes, doing the things they were supposed to do to a large degree.
There's a degree of effort in that.
But what was actually lost is not the practices. What was lost is the why behind the practices, the heart behind it.
Yeah.
And like, I think that's even Jesus coming to say, I have not come to abolish the law, but to fulfill it, is, hey, I've come to clarify the why behind these things. Like, I care. We talked so much in previous message series that what's actually happening inside matters as much as what's happening outside. And there's so many moments in scripture where it's like, from the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And like, what you do comes out of who you're becoming. And this is like a microcosm study of, hey, you can be doing some of the right things, but if you're not becoming the right people, then that's kind of irrelevant.
I don't know why you guys, but my favorite response to, "Oh, why do you do that?" is, "Oh, that's how we've always done it."
Yeah.
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they got to a point that it was just because it was I mean, the old school example of it is as you make a copy of a copy of a copy. Eventually, it's a blurry mess.
Yeah.
It's if you go to a Home Depot to get keys made, and you're making a copy of a key that's a copy of a key, and you go like, I can't ever get these to work. Well, it's because it slowly degrades, and there they were, lost the Torah, completely like forgot there was a covenant relationship with God, and they were neglecting or not even knowing that there was a celebration of the Passover. It's the moment where I think it's like Rich's stated ultimate, where most people don't know what that means. But the same thing is like there's a connotation that kind of I think it's a safe assumption that probably a lot of people assumed that it was the calves, the golden calves that brought them out of Egypt.
Sure.
And they were, two of them were placed in Israel there, and it was in the northern kingdom, and it was stated these are the gods that brought us out of Egypt. And so, if that's what's said in the text, I think at least twice, that must have been a prevailing thought. And so, like this idea of like, so we're going to celebrate this Passover because wait, when do we bring reverence to the calves?
Yeah.
That was that's the drift. The copy of the copy has gotten so far, and it's 300 years. You know, I love that perspective because I think that this 4th of July was the 250 years, and that's a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot has changed in the United States in 250 years. So this is 300 years, and so to loft blame or shame onto these people, 300 years, a lot of drift can happen, and when there isn't printing press, a lot of drift can really happen. And so the finding of the Torah, the redeclaring of the covenant with God, and the celebration of the Passover, and then to take that into exile, which that's what we land on today. It definitely feels like it is all over. So the repetition of bad kings continues on. I love a name that has a lot of vowels and consonants. Jehoiachin. How's that?
I don't think it's a CH.
Kin? Jehoiachin. Jehoiachin. He is the king that the king of Babylon comes, captures him, takes him from the city, takes him into exile, throws him into prison. The next king has appointed his Judah still exists after the king is taken into exile, and a lot of the people are taken into exile. The declaration is actually just the 4 were left behind. Jehoiachin. Yes. And so that king, so his name was changed to Zedekiah. So this is the king that followed Jehoiachin. And the changing of name is it's a power move to say that you're You're still king of Judah, but you're you're not. In fact, everything has changed now. You're under our rule, our authority. You're a vassal of us. And so he leads. Jedekiah leads for a number of years, but then he has a revolt, and in that revolt, it's like, oh, good, this is finally going to be the moment of hope. And Babylon comes, holds them in exile. There's absolutely no food. They flee, and that Zedekiah, he is captured, and they kill his children in front of him, and they take the rest of the people to Babylon. They burn the temple, they burn the city, they tear down the walls, and so it is over. It is just to really make sure that they knew that it was over. It was over.
Make sure they knew.
Yeah. And after all of that, so like if you're reading the story as a person in exile and you're asking the question, how did we get here? There's this generation of being in exile, and the last words of the book of Second Kings are back to Jehoiachin. Says that the king of Babylon released him, put him at a seat at the king's table, took care of him, gave him a place of means and purpose and authority. So this entire book has been written to history, and now it fast forwards to the moment, hey, we're in exile, and when we thought it was all over, all of a sudden this line of David king, who, it's amazing that they didn't just kill him on the spot.
You think they lost the why? Babylon lost the why?
Yeah.
Why? Why do we have this guy in prison?
That's funny. That's a yeah.
Jehoiachin, son of Jehoiakim.
But the miracle is that you go, how did we get here? After all of that, our king was released, and maybe again, if you fast forward in the text, you get to Ezra, you get to Nehemiah. Even I love to think the spiral all the way forward to the genealogies of Jesus, and you just go, hey, the line of David is leading to the Messiah. And so is it over? Is it over? And then the last words of the movie, ooh, sequel's coming.
Yeah. Jehoiachin will return. And he doesn't return.
We did a survey moment. Anything stand out from doing that? So this is a 22 moments where people might say it's over, an impasse or painful moments, and giving them a scale of 0 to 7, 0 meaning it was not that big of a deal, to 7 that brought you to the breaking point. So there's literally a list of 22 things that are, I would say, not the greatest. And so I didn't have any 7s. I don't know what that means. It means I don't necessarily score honestly. I'm not sure.
I have 7.
I just had 1 7. I don't think I had any. I had 1 6.
Do you think, how is your scoring different from things that you have experienced to things that you have not experienced?
I think the things you have experienced gives you context to the impact of them. Like a community in crisis, I think 6 or 7 years ago, I would have been like,
exactly,
it's fine, whatever. And then you experience what we have in Minneapolis in the last 5 years, and you go, okay, that was pretty disruptive. That was pretty not my favorite. So I think it, unfortunately, going through them gives you some perspective.
Yeah.
Well, one of the questions we're going to ask on Sunday is, how have hardships you faced shaped you and prepared you for life? And hopefully this survey is a tool just to have some of those remembering moments. But I think the question we've had in Second Kings is, how will you persist? And the last words of Second Kings is this glimmer of saying, hey, even when it feels like you're this is the worst, and I want to get out of this moment or the situation as soon as possible, or I'll implode, is that persist in having a glimmer of hope. Be looking for the hope. Be looking for the growth. Be looking for the the bright side. Bright side, is that even? But that calling in Second Kings is, don't give up hope yet. It's like, how could we not? Our vassal king just had to watch his kids be killed before he was
Blinded.
Well,
So
that's right.
That was the last thing he saw.
Yeah. Oh, it's so, I forgot about
Pretty
that.
sure his house clicked
Like
too.
bronze, like with a bronze something. Like I can't remember. Like
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But and last week we were talking about the kind of the the rediscovery and everything, and that was and Josiah said,
Yep.
yeah, we need to get back to this, and it didn't rescue them from the from exile. Well, what it did is it's like the plane's in a dive, and they were able to pull up enough that it was, the impact wasn't as hard. It was still coming, but it mitigated that. And and a lot of times there are things in our lives where that God will give us the ability to handle it before it happens, because He knows what's coming.
Yeah.
We don't. And that Valerie talks about that with when we discovered Abby's brain tumor. She's like less than 2 years old, but she had been in this amazing season, in the Word and stuff, and she didn't know what was coming. But that's what really helped her through, because you get the call and say, yeah, your kid has a brain tumor, and they're not even 2 years old yet.
Yeah.
That's she had this, God was preparing her for that.
We'll bring the Joseph, like I zoomed out Joseph narrative to this. Joseph had like a high repetition of, boy, this isn't going like I'd hoped.
Good.
From being the position of his ego and his favor of his dad were like a bad mix to bring to the relationship. But thinking about the moments when your brothers throw you in a pit and are planning to kill you, like that as a concept is complicated, but when that's happened to you, that's changed you. Being sold into slavery, from like favor to it's not you, not your own anymore. Your life is not your own. The rising to prestige, but then being falsely accused and thrown into jail, to being able to interpret a dream and be helpful, and then being completely forgotten, and then being like interpret a dream for the king and have the opportunity to lose his life, but again from that being able to be put in this high position to finally his brothers come back, and then moment of like revenge or grace that impacts. And so in all of this, it comes to the end of this narrative is that all of this happened. This is a strong retrospective narrative perspective, but to say all this happened to get to this point where God can provide for our family. It was worth it to get here, the provision, the sustaining of our family. And when we face hardship, or when you have this moment like in Second Kings, they go, I'm not going to make it, but to have this zoomed out perspective, hope can still remain is so important. Rich?
I mean, I kind of ended with, the first thing I said was the thing that I was kind of ending with.
Said it too early.
Said it too early.
Oh, man.
But just the idea of the why,
Mm.
The why. The why is important. The kings had some fun. They didn't know the why. It wasn't actually fun. But if we have a why, and that why is scriptural, then we can go through that stuff. We can persist. That's all.
We'll see you next week for
Rent.
the start of
Yeah.
1 Corinthians.